Get it? Still have not received one sponsorship dollar from Liquid Death, by the way.
But we're battling kidney stones. And that's what matters.
Kidney stones every day. Welcome back to another episode of Fishing After Dark with the Beard and the Badge. I am the Beard. He's the Badge with the Liquid Death bag over there. But not a sponsor. We just love the water. And they don't produce kidney stones, so that's good.
That's why we're here.
The podcast, as always, is brought to you guys by shopcarls.com, a.k.a. Carl's Bait and Tackle, the internet's local tackle shop. Great deals on all kinds of products, rods, reels, lures, literally everything you're ever going to need. Check them out. And we've got a special offer perhaps from them for our podcast listeners and viewers later on in the podcast. But special day today, buddy. Long time coming. This podcast is officially a year old, and we have not gotten this guest on yet.
I can't believe we haven't done this yet.
I know. It's ridiculous. It's probably his fault, but it's all good.
Yeah, he's kind of been ducking us.
Yeah, he's been dodging us. But everybody's been, they'll dodge for a while, but eventually we're going to catch him slipping.
Yeah, we caught him slipping.
We caught him slipping with today's podcast. But yeah, we got John B. coming on, folks.
Yes, sir.
The OG, one might say one of the original founders of fishing YouTube.
I think he could be the GOAT in the OG lane when it comes to fishermen.
If you guys remember, we did a podcast where we ranked the top 10 fishing YouTubers of all time, and John ended up being number one. So that's who we're talking about. If you guys didn't know, I'm sure most of you do.
Yep.
But he's got a baby on the way. There's all these kinds of questions we have for him. We need to just check up with him because I feel like I haven't seen him on YouTube that much.
Yeah, I haven't seen him either.
Now, I know that's probably because his girl is fiance. They're not. I'm not sure. We'll have to ask him. Yeah. Well, maybe that's too forward. I don't know.
No,
hey, are y'all married or are y'all shacked up? What are y'all doing?
What are y'all doing?
Well, his partner is pregnant and
crime,
due in a month and a half or something. So he's looking like they're getting pretty close.
Wow.
It's in February, so that's right around the corner. So I can't wait to see how he's feeling. Can't wait to ask him about fishing. I'm sure he's been fishing. In fact, he told me he was fishing all day this morning. He just got off the water when it was dark. So hopefully he's got a good fish story to tell. I know you're interested to ask him a pooping on the water story, aren't you?
That's all I've been thinking about.
You're going to slip it in, aren't you? Right, you're just going to hit him with it right out of the gate.
Hey, John,
tell me a poop story. How's your colon doing these days?
How's your rectum? How's that rectum?
How are your bowel movements? How have they been? They've been loose? What are we talking about here? We should ask him about kidney stones, too. I bet you it'd freak him out if I tell him a little bit of the kidney stone story. I definitely won't redo it,
okay,
but just maybe a short, very brief, if he asks. I don't know. But
yeah.
So this is your idol though, right? You're a fanboy to this guy.
Dude, gosh dang it.
I'm kidding, dude. I mean, you're a fan. We're all a fan of John. Who's not a fan of John?
Dude, I grew up, he was the outdoor guy that I watched coming into the industry.
Dude, he was it. I mean, when I was looking when I was trying to figure out how to fish a topwater frog when they were just kind of starting to become really popular, I remember one of his videos popped up and he was talking about colors and where he throws them and he was catching fish.
It's surreal, dude.
Just had a little camera on a tripod behind him. There wasn't a whole lot of editing going on back then.
Yep.
But he eventually morphed into literally, arguably,
a goddess
of editing fishing videos, of B-roll, which was his nickname for a long time, John B-roll.
John B-roll.
Which was very fitting because that man, he kind of just coined that type of fishing content.
He did.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but nobody was doing stuff like that at that time.
He took Casey Neistat's formula and put it in the outdoor, and it had never been done before.
Yeah.
And there was a ton of dudes like me. Yeah.
Yep.
They were just like, whoa.
Yep. It's really cool. We're really excited to have him, guys. We're going to have him on in literally just a couple minutes. I do want to read a couple reviews real quick because we always like to do that. If you guys didn't know, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, you can leave us a 5-star review and you can actually write out a review. So that really helps us out. We've gotten over 600 now. It's been great. You guys have been really coming through, and the usernames have been A1.
Top of the line.
The usernames have been almost better than the comments. I would say almost because these comments are amazing.
Yep.
But it's just under amazing is what these usernames are.
Almost as good as my first YouTube channel.
Almost.
There we go. Keep it moving.
The River Steward. All right, we got Fiber Axe 456. A little weak on that one, but
Fiber Axe probably flew over our head there. Probably don't know what he means.
Yeah, I could have read it wrong. Wait, is there an L? There's an L in there. That makes it even more confusing. Anyways, he said something about polar bears. Awesome podcast. Love to listen to it in school while I'm fishing. Don't listen to it in school, kids.
Yeah, focus
God,
in,
you
dude.
will you will fail while I'm
fail at
fishing,
life.
and especially when I'm on the pot dropping a deuce. Poop stories.
Let's go.
The gentle voices that come out of y'all's mouth allows for a smoother excretion of my rectal tract.
Watch this kid be 8.5. What is going on?
Hold on, it's still going. Keep up the awesome content, and thank y'all for making the effect of large fiber consumption not as bad. Dude, he went. That was hard right
Wait,
there.
read his name again.
It's Fliberax. How would you say that? Fliberax?
I bet that boy has to take a ton of fiber because he might
I
not.
know, but it's FLI. It's not FI.
That could be the name of some like Fliberax. Sounds like something you
like
go.
like a supplement, like a
Yeah.
fiber supplement. Dang,
Hang
he's
in
having
there,
some
man.
problems.
Keep taking that in and
Yeah.
drink some water, dude. It helps.
Yeah, Badge can attest to some intestinal problems. So
Been
it's
there.
something you got to deal with. I mean,
Yep.
how many times have you pooped today, for example? At least 2 times since I've seen you.
Twice.
Oh, so not bad. Okay,
No.
that's not bad at all. All right, we got one right here from KJRKLR, or KLJ. God, I am dyslexic. And his subject, he says, not 420 pp's. So that's good. So
Let's go.
now we know. Listen to the cast since day one. Thank you for that. Keep up the
Appreciate
good work. I don't imagine you guys ever needing to come out to the crappy state of Illinois, but if you do, let me know. I thought they have huge deer in Illinois. He's talking about fishing, I guess.
Yeah.
I got some 5-pounder heaven spots.
Oh, Illinois with a 5-pounder.
And then he ends it with, don't read this on the pod. Instagram is Luke McCaughy. Luke MCCAUGHEY. These are just hard to say words here. I'm sorry.
Yeah. We're just giving people.
Okay. I only had
Friggin-
2 reviews for some reason instead of 3, but I apologize for that.
Yeah, it's
But,
fine.
it's
okay.
I had a kidney stone recently. What can I say?
And we just want to talk to John. for
Yeah,
real.
we just want to get John on here. So without further ado, let's do that. All right, folks, we got a little bit of a connection. Connection's a little weak, but we got John, man. What's going on, dude? How are you? It's good to see your face. It's been a long time.
What's cranking, man? Likewise. I know it's been a minute. I think last time I saw you, it was, I want to say at a Guggen Week, but I don't remember the last time we did a Guggen Week. When was the last time we linked up?
Dude,
We crossed paths.
it's been a while. I want to say it had to have been a Texas Guggen Week, but honestly, that could have been like months ago.
That's what I'm saying. The fact that we don't remember is not good. That's not good. But yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
been a hot minute.
It has, man. Now, I don't even know where to start, but because it does seem like you've been kind of off the grid a little bit lately. Is that just because like kind of getting ready for the family, or is that just seasonal because it's cold and the fishing's not good?
No, yeah, I definitely have been off the grid. I think a lot of it has to do with, so I've got a daughter on the way. Kaylee and I are expecting end of February. So that's exciting. That might have a little bit to do with it. A lot of it has to do with the fact that I'm just kind of going through this, I've been doing YouTube for, dude, I don't even want to say it, probably like 11, 10 years now, over 10 years.
Dude, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's weird.
It is. I've been doing it for such a long time. Like it's the weirdest part about it is watching the app change. Like the whole platform is weird. I remember, just recently they took down dislikes.
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
Which is so weird to me because there was a YouTuber that put it in perspective, and he's like, imagine if you went to a restaurant or a store and the only thing they showed were the positive reviews and they didn't show the negative reviews. It wouldn't give you a good idea to, as to whether or not you want to shop there or go there. But anyway, I mean, I've been on YouTube when they had like a star rating. They had like 5-star rating. I don't know if you remember that. Like but I've just been on it for such a long time, and I watched it grow, and I feel like I've literally grown up with it. Like my first video, I must have been like 13 years old when I uploaded it. And with that being said, it's like, I don't put in like, for lack of better words, I feel like I'm kind of hitting that creator's block. I want to do something that's a little bit more impactful. I feel like I filmed so many like videos where I'm just going out and bass fishing. So myself and this guy that I'm working with, Caleb, who's kind of, a new videographer and editor, who's an awesome dude, young gun. We've just been kind of trying to find ways to maybe work smarter and not harder. In other words, not upload as much, and then maybe try to figure out ways to do some bigger series. So
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean,
it's weird for sure, but I mean, I'm trying,
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you still trying, man, because I don't think anybody wants to see a world where John is not at least fishing and uploading some. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think anybody wants to imagine that world.
Yeah, facts.
By the way, I don't know if you listen to the show or watch the show or anything. I'm not trying to put you on the spot. Did you happen to hear about the ranking that we did on this podcast? We ranked like the top 10 fishing YouTubers of all time.
I did not.
Oh man. Do I want to spoil it for him?
Nah, dude.
No?
He's got to listen, man.
Yeah, I was about to say, you just need to go listen to it, man. Yeah, you did really well. Let's just put it that way. But dude, like you've done everything. Like you've been everywhere. You've traveled so much. You've caught so many exotic fish. And now that you said that out loud, like it's been 10, 11 years, that is nuts. Because I've only done like half that time, if that, like 5 years on YouTube. And I experienced some burnout this year. Like it considered stopping because it was just so much. So I can't even imagine doubling that amount of time.
It tears you apart, but in the best way possible. Like it definitely consumes you. Like when a video does bad, I've got a bad day.
Yeah.
Or like if a video does good, I am so happy. And it definitely adds a bit of positive reinforcement with that. But like back in the day, I mean, I don't want to sound like an old dude. I'm 26 years old. What am I saying back in the day for? I'm still a kid. I literally am. But like back, let's say back in the day of like my realm of YouTube, like what's crazy is a lot of the natural feedback was good. Like you can get so unlucky. Like looking back, like so many people were trying to do that same thing. A lot of people succeeded, but a lot of people didn't. And it's weird, you know. Can I swear on this? I'm sorry.
No, you're good, man. You can send him. We got an editor, so he'll just bleep it, or maybe he won't. I don't know. But either way, we'll be good.
Yep.
You could accidentally leave it in, and I get canceled or whatever. That's fine.
No, man, they're not canceling this show. By God. Well, I know Badge has got a question he's been just dying to ask you. So yeah, well, I'll let him do his thing.
All right, man. I wasn't dying to ask you this, but LOJO paid me extra to do it. He wanted to hear your craziest poop story on the water. How your colon's doing these days?
My craziest what? My poop story?
Yeah, man. Just open up. Just get straight in there.
Dude, did somebody tell you something? Because, dude, I've got so many crazy poop stories. I've got like some of the best poop stories on the water. Like, I swear to God, I think I've taken more shits outside than I have indoors.
Oh, shoot, dude. You're like the polar opposite of Flair.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's intense. Yeah, that man's got the colon of a saint.
That sounds like Flair, man. I feel like he eats better than I do. I eat a lot of meat and shit. Like I don't eat fiber. So once something goes down my throat, it just slides right up my asshole. So I'm like, I'm always on red alert. But you said poop stories?
That's how I like it.
Yeah, man.
I want to say,
give us a story.
The craziest, the most messed up was like, this was about a year ago. I came back from Sudan, and I got a hold of something not good, and it messed up A through Z, dude. Like my stomach, my colon, my gut, like dude, everything was just tweaked. And that whole trip was rough anyway, and I can go into that another day. But it was just a tough trip. But I got home, and the only thing I wanted to do is bass fish. So I got home, I got back into Texas, and I'm like every single day, I'm like, I'm gonna catch a big fish. And I'm spring fishing, you know, March is so, especially for y'all in Alabama too, like it's a big deal. So I'm fishing every day, and dude, it was like clockwork. Like every day at 12 p.m., I have to stop what I was doing and go and find some place to take a shit. Like it was so bad, it would last forever, and it got to the point where I would should have probably bought stock in dude wipes. Like it was just like it was just gnarly, and it was like a painful kind of shit. It kind of set the tone for the rest of the day. Like the morning fishing would be good, and then after that, I'd be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Man. And it happened. It was like weird. It was like for a week, and it was every single day for about 7.5 days. 12 p.m. Boom, you're out. But
yeah,
you need to tell him your poop story with your in-laws. It's so epic. He has to hear it. Really quickly. Just tell him real quick.
Exchanging poop stories. That's great stuff.
No, he's got a king size one, dude. It may be the best one I've ever heard.
It's okay. It's not that great. I mean,
it is, dude.
It's pretty great.
Just give it.
So, I got married pretty young, and I was with my wife and her family on July 4th. It was like 3 years ago. and we were out on like a pontoon boat. I'd been eating like it's July 4th, so I'm just pigging out the whole day. And I got a hold of something gnarly. Just like my stomach was toasted, and fireworks are going off, and I'm like, dude, I feel seasick, so I just hop in the water. I'm like panicking, dude. And there's like an island. I'm like, do I make it to the island? What do I do? I end up like no time, so I go underneath the pontoon boat. On the pontoon boat, it's my in-laws, my wife's granddad, aunt, cousins, and I just ripped, dude.
In the water, underneath the pond, between the pontoons.
It was terrible.
Did it?
Yeah.
Did it came up?
Dude, with the in-laws in the boat, that's the best part.
Yeah. No, it was a battle on top of the water, man. It was terrible.
Jeez.
Sorry. I'm sorry you had to hear that. You asked, man. I'm sorry.
What did they say? What was their reaction? Were they just like,
Oh, they didn't know. They didn't know. Yeah. No, they actually figured out after I told the story on the podcast. But yeah.
Oh, they did. They heard about it.
Didn't even know.
Yeah, they did.
Oh God, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
So
yeah,
were you like?
dope.
So you were like under the pontoons, like because there's that gap, obviously. So you're like under there, like just. Yeah. That's funny.
Just going.
That's pretty brilliant, honestly.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm feeling seasick. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I got to cool down. I'm getting hot, you know. I don't know.
Yeah, it worked out in my favor. It was terrible though, dude. And I was like, "There's no way they don't smell it up there."
Right.
And I came up and nobody looked funny. Everybody was chilling. I was like, "All right." And it's Alabama, so the water already smells like Atlanta sewage.
That's
so
very true. That's a fact.
I had that working in my favor. But yeah, man, glad you got to hear that first 5 minutes I talked to you. That's dope. Yeah.
So, John, here's the thing about Badge. He has this way with people. When he first meets people, he just has a way of striking them in a unique way, but they'll never forget the first time they ever talked to AYO. So,
Yeah, dude, I'll probably never forget the fact that you're the guy that took a shit under a pontoon boat. Like that's huge.
exactly.
Thanks, man.
You got a good story that attaches to your name. No one will ever forget your name.
Yeah.
Period.
That's true.
No one likes anyone who's not interesting. You know.
Yeah. There we go. I'd rather be known than not, I guess.
Yeah. He's got a really exceptional first interaction with Rob, Lunkers, but we'll tell you that off the podcast. They've already heard it, but
Yeah.
he had an amazing first interaction with Rob, and Rob, so it was great.
Yeah,
it was epic.
It's fantastic.
But
I
anyways,
do know Rob.
yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Better than anybody probably, but so let's talk about the baby. Oh, by the way, how about the Guggen Squad baby boom that happened last year?
Yeah, that's
I mean,
crazy.
we're talking about
How about the fact that something that we're drinking, as far as Guggen Squad go, like just produces not only babies but girl babies.
yeah, exactly. Everybody's
Yeah.
having girls, right? Everybody.
So wild. It's cool. I mean, I think Kaylee and I were both like, we want a boy, but now that we're getting a girl, like I wouldn't have it any other way. Like I'm excited to be a father to a little girl, but I think it's gonna be pretty scary when she gets into her teens. Obviously, start buying more guns and
Dude,
get her
tell me,
off
man.
that
I got 2 little girls, so I'm with you on that one. But dude, it's the best, man. Having girls, that I'm telling you right now, bro. From one dude to another, it is the absolute best. But so when do you guys do? Like, how's your girl feeling? Give us a rundown on all that.
So we're due. Again, this obviously is subject to change, but February 27th. And what's cool about that is a lot of Kaylee's family members have a birthday around there too, and some of my family members have a birthday around that as well. So we're trying to hopefully maybe match it up. That'd be really unique. But yeah, Kaylee's done an awesome job getting her like nursery ready, and yeah, I feel like we've got all of our ducks in a row as of now. It's just waiting for her name is Mila, so Mila to come through, and
that's cool.
It's
That's
exciting. It is really, really exciting to have be expecting a child, and it just like it happens quick. I think it's going to happen. I mean, you'd be able to speak obviously more experience than I can, but like this has happened so quick. I can't imagine what it's going to be like when she's out and when she starts growing up. Like that'll be even faster. And the cool thing now is I'm already thinking about things I want to do with her, you know, like things that I experienced as a kid that I want to also bring her along with, like, you know, certain movies I want to show her, or books, or I want to read her, like that. That's the cool part. And of course, take her fishing, you know, take her fishing, show her the outdoors. That's my big thing. Even if it doesn't click, like even if that's not her thing, like I totally get that and that's fine. But at least I'm excited to introduce that to her, you know.
Oh, dude, I was gonna say I
we're
want to
stoked.
I want to definitely talk to you sometime after she's born, because I can't wait to hear what your perspective was of the whole thing. Because like you just said, everything changes. I mean, it's all good, like picking out names and getting a crib ready, getting the room ready, and obviously everybody thinks they're ready. But once it actually happens, man, it's like at least for me, it was an incredibly life-changing moment. So I want to talk to you maybe a couple months after that baby's born and y'all have settled down a little bit, and I want to get your get a follow up on everything.
I'm all for bending the ears too. Like I was, you're obviously someone that I can go to as far as getting some input on that, because you're a father, and like someone like Rackley too, and like Matt and Rob, like all these guys are in. Wes too. Wes eventually is going to be like, I don't know if he's had his child yet. I don't think he has. I know they're due any minute, but
no, not yet. I don't think so.
I would love to just talk to yourself and Kuda especially, and just be like, not necessarily like what to expect, but just kind of, it's nice to go back and forth with someone who's in that same position. So
absolutely, dude. Anytime, man. I've had a couple conversations with Flair before they had their baby. So yeah, he was, I think, or they haven't had theirs yet either, have they? Have they?
Yeah.
No. Wait. Yeah, they have. Yeah, I'm stupid. That happened like a month ago. Yeah.
Who has?
But Flair.
Oh yeah, Flair too. I know. I keep forgetting. Flair's younger than I am, so it's just so hard to believe he's dad. Like, but he looks more
crazy.
like a dad than I do. I mean, Flair looks like a lumberjack father type deal, and their baby is adorable. Brooklyn she's the cutest little thing.
She is, man. I'm so happy for them. I'm happy for everybody, especially the first-time fathers, though. Like the people who this is their first child. I get tickled about it, man, because I know how much I love my kids now, and it's so nerve-wracking, but it's all worth it. But we won't sit here and talk about kids and family all day. All right, man. So I got one for you, John. So, like, the thing you're most well-known for, and correct me if I'm wrong. Tell me what you think. But what's your – mute yours real quick. But I think the thing you're most known for is your editing skills, right? Like taking the B-roll, the whole John B-roll thing, the cleanest edits at that time. Like, it was almost revolutionary. We were talking about that earlier on a different podcast, about how you kind of like changed the game when it came to editing. Was that like your initial intent when you set out, like this is how I'm going to be different, is by just really going hard with the edits? Or is that just something that happened because of, just creativity that you already had inside you?
I don't know, honestly. I think what a lot of it had to do with what I was like watching at the time. So at the time when I was making those videos, like really over the top, like kind of. Can you hear me?
Got you, buddy. Sorry. Got you.
No, you're cool. I think at the time, I think it was more about like what I was watching. Like, I don't know if I was really trying to necessarily be different, but I was heavily influenced by guys like, Casey Neistat, and I was watching, what else was I? I mean, at the time I was watching a bunch of stuff, like, and I would take bits and pieces of like, different videos that I'd seen, like, oh, that was kind of a cool transition, or like that little audio design was cool. And I'd be like, I want to try that. Like, I want to try to incorporate that with a fishing video, because a lot of the fishing videos I grew up with and you grew up with was like Bill Dance. Like, I mean, legend. Yep. No disrespect. I love the guy, but I mean, a lot of what his content is, he's sitting down. It's low energy. Yeah. It's like a little fiddle and a banjo in the background, and makes a cast with a spinnerbait, catches a 12-pounder. It's like, what? Like, this is not like, this is so unrelatable, and it's like not like it's not hyped up. So like, I think my biggest thing was like, I wanted to make stuff where people were like I love music. I like picking out music. Like I used to pick out a song and then make a video around that song, or I'd make an edit around that song.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's cool. An interesting technique.
Yeah, so like I would find a song and be like, all right, I want to do something a little more fast paced, and then I'd all of a sudden have a really good top water day and be like, perfect, yeah, I'll take that clip and I'll put it on there, and it just fit. So yeah, and it's just fun. Like I like it still. It definitely, we're going back to the whole being burnt out or whatever, temporary burnout. But at the time, like I fucking loved getting on Premiere or Final Cut or iMovie and just kind of testing myself and seeing what I could do and learning it. That's one thing I enjoy. I like learning something new, and editing was a new way for me to kind of figure something out from the ground level up. But
Yeah, for sure. Well, you did one hell of a good job with it, man. That's for sure. Didn't you just say that Casey Neistat was probably somebody that influenced him?
Yeah, for sure.
Wow. Did you already know that?
I mean,
About him?
I think so.
Dang.
I think I might have heard that.
Because Badge literally just said earlier today, he's like, I think John was influenced heavily by Casey Neistat just by the style.
So heavily.
Yeah. That's awesome. I didn't know that. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Fast cuts, high energy, like you said, fast pace. The music matches what's happening perfectly. And I'm with you. I have heard songs before where I could picture different B-roll shots. So I haven't taken a song and put a video around it, but I definitely know what you mean as far as like hearing something and immediately thinking of some type of shot. Unfortunately, I didn't have the want to learn how to edit that good. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to, and I think I could. You know what I mean? Like I've done some decent videos in the past, but for me, it just became, just more about like actually doing it and getting the entertainment and being raw, kind of like a one rod was more of my style,
Yeah, well, I mean, but the thing for me is it was just like when this all kind of popped off, I was in community college, like in the middle of bum nowhere, southeastern Ohio. I had nothing to do. In my eyes, I had nothing to do. Like my first roommate was kind of a tough, like it was so funny. Like my first roommate, he was, if he wasn't wearing camo, he wasn't wearing clothes type shit. Like he was like good old boy, southern soul, like almost a little bit too much. And my next roommate was like, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And then my next roommate was this kid from like outskirts of Columbus, like downtown Columbus. Like he was selling drugs out of like my fucking my dorm room. It was just such a weird experience. Like I had like not that many. I had a couple friends in college, but like I had very few distractions. So my biggest thing was just I had this iMac that I had saved up, and I had cash that was given to me, thankfully from my grandparents and other family members for a graduation present. And it was supposed to be for a car. And I was like, fuck a car, I got a bike. I'll just buy a computer. So I bought a computer. I bought an iMac, and I would just get lost in that shit. It was fucking wild. Yeah. And I actually remember, this is totally off topic, but I remember like the day that I realized I was going to quit and do YouTube and drop out of college and say, fuck all this. We had like room checks, like mandatory room checks in the college I was at. And like, dude, my roommate, he was always nice to me. He was super chill, but he was fucking sketchy, dude. He was talking about like lighting some kid up one day. And I'm sitting there editing a video, and all of a sudden I feel water at my feet. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I turn around and there's like a pool of water coming out of the bathroom behind me. I go in the bathroom and there's like probably like a 5-inch stack of pills coming out of the toilet. And it was my roommate who tried to flush down all the pills, but clogged the toilet because there were so many pills. And either he was using or he was selling or whatever. But yeah, and I literally called my parents. I was like, listen, I'm paying for my tuition. I'm fucking out of this. I'm not doing college anymore. I'm going to go, try to make videos. And thankfully Ross over at Mystery Tackle Box Catch Go, he also offered me a summer job. And basically,
I remember that kind of going down, or I remember hearing you talk about it. What was your parents' reaction to that, dude? Because I know what my wife and my people reacted when I kind of said, hey, I'm going to quit this really nice job at a hospital when I'm in charge, and I'm going to go do fishing videos. I know how it was for me. How was it? How did your people respond when you hit them with that, like that career change?
Honestly, my parents were really supportive. They were like, look, we get it. Nice. I think the hardest thing from, my parents to grasp, but like my dad works at a really nice community college, and I would have been able to go there, tuition free and stay at home. And I was like, listen, I need some outside real world experience. I'm like, I'm not going to go to this college. It's not what I want to do. So then I took up a degree in like basically cleaning out fish and fish tanks. Like I was like a fish, aquaculture science, I don't even know my major, dude. It was aquaculture science, essentially, and fish management. And
dude, Listen to this. My army buddy, I got a buddy from the army who that's what he does right now is aquaculture. Like he's like the CEO of a big company in Central Florida, and they're extremely successful at aquaculture and like growing shrimp and tilapia and like all these hybrid fish and like to feed people. So that's crazy that you say that. I just visited him a month or two ago down in Florida, and he showed me all of his tanks and all his filtration systems that he's patented. That's so crazy that you said that was your major for a while. That's crazy.
I would love to pick his brain because it is something that I genuinely was compassionate about. Like my first semester, we raised Malaysian prawns and then harvested them and then sold them at the market. We did a bunch of shocking in creeks, and then we, just based upon what was in the creek, we were able to determine whether or not this is a viable creek to stock, brook trout in or smallmouth. Like it was a really, like my first semester was kick ass. I was like, I'm going to do this the rest of my life. I get to be outdoors. I get to be in the water. I get to wear waders. And then my second semester was full of gen eds. And I had one of my professors walk up to me. He's like, hey, listen, I just want to let you know, if you want to do this through like the A to Z course, like you're going to have to, he was like, you're going to have to go and do a lot of, grunt work. Like you're going to have to do maybe 4 or 5 years of cleaning tanks and, feeding fish, and you're not going to be, and it's really tough pay. But looking back, it would be kind of cool to take that path, take the knowledge that I would have learned and then do something more of like a management position and create my own fish hatchery. Like that'd be sick. Like I've actually got like I took a couple bass from my pond the other day and I got them in a fish tank, and it's been fun raising them. Like it's cool, like feeding them, figuring out what they like, how they eat, it's dope.
Yeah. That's so cool about aquaculture. That is wild. That's cool. It's a small world. I'm gonna pass you back to Badge for a minute. Go ahead, Badge.
Speaking of Perrick,
oh God,
what's going on with Perrick these days?
Yeah, what is your communication with Perrick like?
Man, that's a good question. Hang on, let me get another beer.
Nice.
So can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
So last I heard, Perrick he is, I think, still in Winnipeg, Canada, Manitoba. And he's been there hanging out with Aaron Weave from Uncut Angling. He's been there for a couple weeks now, I think. And he's just ice fishing. He loves to ice fish now. He went from hating ice fishing to loving it. And he's having a good time. He's living his best life. And he's growing his hair so long that I think, I don't know. I think he wants to trip over his own hair. I don't know how much longer he's gonna let it get, but yeah, kid's wild.
Shoot, I like this
Dang,
angle
that
right
POV,
here.
John.
That's the POV. Oh, go ahead, Badge.
He's good though. He's very happy. He's definitely where he needs to be. He's enjoying life.
You eating dinner, John? Are we interrupted dinner, dog?
No, you're good. You're good. I was smoking pork for like 10 hours today, so it just finally got done. It hit 205, so I'm like eager to get this thing off. No, you guys are good.
All right, cool. Well, recently I've been in the old group of fired cameraman, so we were wondering, why'd you fire Blackwell?
Or if you fired him, we don't even know what happened.
I'm just kidding, man.
I did not fire Blackwell. So the story goes, oh my God, I have a bad habit of starting from the top. So basically, Blackwell and I started working together. Would that be like beginning of 2020 or 2019? Probably the beginning of 2019, I think it was. I've been editing so much on my own that I was like, listen, I need to try to work with someone here to make this a little bit more fluent. So I've got more time to do what I need to do with, like, let's say Guggen or just free time in general. So yeah. I think I went through probably 1,000 bullshit emails of like, hey, I've got a Cameo, or I got like a Kodak camera, like I can film for, like, just insane shit. Like I was giving everyone a chance. I would go through literally hundreds of emails every night looking for people who might be a potential candidate. And I was like, holy fuck, I'm never going to find a camera guy. Like, this is insane. I should have never shouted out my video, because then I got a bunch of people, being like, hey, I'm 14 years old. I'll move, move in my parents' basement and come film for you. But eventually I found Blackwell's stuff, and he he sent like a really good email. It was an awesome, like well-written email. And he actually filmed a bunch of like EDM, what's the word? Like not dubstep, but like electronic music venues. Like he used to work for a venue where they'd film like Adventure Club and bands like that and groups like that. And it was really good. And then he included some like Snook stuff too, like Topwater Snooks. I'm like, holy, this guy's legit. So hopped on the phone with him. Long story short, he came out for a couple of days. We filmed like a test video. It turned out to be awesome, like perfect, done, whatever. So he moved to Texas. Actually, I flew down to Florida. We packed all the U-Haul, drove up from Florida, where he was at on the West Coast, to Texas, got him moved in, 100% ready to go. And then we basically worked together, I think, for almost 2 years. But he actually took on a position with his dad. They purchased like a fly fishing brand, and they're kind of reamping it to make it more of like a mainstream modernized like fly fishing company. Like, because fly fishing is like it's like some old head shit, it's like fucking golf, it's like elitist. It's like you got to spend $1,000 just to have the right gear. But what him and his dad and a bunch of other business partners are doing is they're trying to make fly fishing a little bit more of a universal sport. Because I mean, dude, even the fly fishing folks, like, they can be difficult. No offense to anyone who's watching this who fly fishes, but I mean, they are.
I've heard that. No personal experience, but I've heard that. Yeah, that's crazy.
What's that?
I said I don't have any personal experience with fly fishermen and fly fishing, but I have heard those things. But now you said you've got somebody new, doing your cinematography and your editing now, right? How is he working out?
Caleb's awesome. He's really good. He's a lot younger than Blackwell. Even Blackwell got started. I think Caleb's only 19 years old, something like that. But he's actually from the same area as Blackwell. And Blackwell also recommended Caleb to me. And Caleb's a good dude. He's really talented, and I think he's like getting better by the day. And it's just cool. And I'm looking forward to just working with someone else for a change, other than me being locked in my office and procrastinating a video. Procrastinating a pond bass fishing video. It's the worst. It's the worst and it's the best.
Yeah.
Not first world problems, and I hate to complain, but it's like, when you've been doing this for a while, it's like,
that's cool though, man.
Yeah,
I'm excited. Blackwell starts working for me next week, so should be good.
I can't see John's reaction, so I don't know what's going on.
You guys gonna start filming some fly fishing redfish content?
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna do now.
Yeah, all fly fishing, baby, straight fly.
That's it.
Just straight, like, we're just gonna peel it back. We're gonna be like super indie style fishing, just nothing but fly fishing. God bless your soul. I mean, if that's what you want to do, dude, go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, prepare yourself for the most critical audience ever.
That's why I've been so afraid to try it, man.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. Lojo's hawking loogies in his garage, so
It's okay. It's fine.
it's good. Bleep that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Dude, I do that all the time. I'll like spit on my boat. Like, I got water surrounding me, and I'll like spit on my boat. I'm like, you're a pig, dude. What am I doing that for? I'll honk a loogie in my barn too. I do. I mean, that's just, it's natural.
Yeah, it's
Hey,
good.
what kind of fish is that behind you, John? The big one up top.
That's a giant trevally.
So that's the GT?
Yeah, you're really good at picking out stuff that I just want to ramble and
Oh, I wasn't sure if that was a GT, but yeah.
picture.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that was when Perrick and I went to Bali, or we went to Komodo Island, where like those Komodo dragons are, and we caught some big GTs, and I caught one that it wasn't that big. It was a lot smaller than that, but I hit up an artist that I really like on Instagram. His name's Goonie Wolf, and I was like, dude, I didn't get any measurements or weight on this fish, but like, can you do like a replica, but like in a painting form of it? And he did it. And dude, that thing cost me, like, for what it is, it's like totally costing me. Spray painted, did pastel, like, I mean, like, he did a bunch of cool shit with that. He charged me like $600 for it. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? and it's like my favorite piece. I'm like a big heart head, so like, or at least fish heart head. So that's like my biggest piece I have in my office. And then I got a brook trout over there that Kevin Estrada did, and I don't have any mounts. I don't have any like replicas, but I like paintings.
That's actually kind of dope.
Yeah, that's really cool.
That's a really like unique like spin on it, like a replica, but not an actual mount. That's kind of dope.
Yeah.
How's the fishing been, man? Your way?
Dude, it's so funny. We were talking about this today. I was like, it's been pretty shit, but today was all right. We had a flat, calm day, and I went out to some little lake not too far from me, and I caught a heap of them on the A rig.
Freaking A rig, man.
Tiny, like real small, but.
Dude, I love throwing the A rig this time of year, man. We go to the river a lot and throw A rigs because there's a lot of hybrids and stuff that'll hit them, but the largies and the spots will too. So, the river where we live is really magical.
It's tough not to chase after those hybrids. Like they are so much fun. Like just stupid fun.
I found a huge school on the river last year. Completely dumb luck. Like it was not a good fisherman thing at all. I just happened to stumble upon a huge school of them. And I also just happened to have an A-rig tied on. And I made a couple casts and was just getting crushed and reeling in these big hybrids. And I went and he came the next day and we proceeded to have like one of the best hybrid fishing days. You remember that? Of all time.
It was probably our best day of fishing ever.
Probably our best day of fishing ever. Like there was a moment where we were kind of in like a river bend area and you could literally like cast the A-rig in any direction and fish it a certain way and you would get cranked. Like it was insane. It just made no sense. And you caught a big one.
Yeah,
a real big one, your PB, probably like an 8+ pound hybrid, which is a big ass hybrid.
Dude, it was dope.
That's huge. Yeah, 8 pounds. Like they don't get much bigger than like.
Yeah, they don't.
No.
And
It was dope, dude.
Yeah. And then the other day I caught up like a 8, 9, 10 pound striper out of the same damn area. And that's the first striper I've ever caught in that river. And it was 8, 9 pounds, probably like 34 inches, 35 inches. I mean, it was big, man.
It was a horse.
I mean, it was a tank, and it fought for like minutes.
Yeah, you guys have some pretty good striper fishing around by you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually do. Yeah, we actually have a lot of just good fishing in
We
general.
need to go
really.
to Columbus again, man.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we need to go more striper fishing. It's just one of them things, man. And I know you can relate to this, John. It's hard to get away from the largemouth bass just simply because the audiences on YouTube just always are going to prefer it. So it's hard to spend like tons of time chasing other species when in the back of your mind you're just thinking, yeah, but this isn't going to perform quite as well because it's not a largie. So, it kind of takes a little bit of the fun out of it, but it's still fun though.
Tell me about it, man. Like some of my worst videos ever, like when I'm smallmouth fishing or going after something that isn't green and starts with the letter L. It's like it is tough. Like I mean, I have to admit right now I'm like super brain dead about catching a 10 pounder. So I'm like not too butthurt about having to chase after largemouth. But I mean, it's kind of getting to me. Like I want to go do something different. Like
yeah,
I don't know. Like what's a fish y'all like have just always wanted to catch? Like no strings attached. Like tomorrow you can book a trip anywhere you want, fish for a week to go catch one fish. Like there's got to be something.
I'd love to hook into some kind of a really big shark.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the biggest shark you can legally try to catch is. Maybe like a tiger.
I don't know.
Because great whites, obviously you can't fish for those bastards. But
hammerhead.
Hammerheads. A big shark for me would be dope. What about you?
I don't know, dude. Shark sounds dope, but I
Goliath
feel
grouper.
like I feel like I don't really know enough about fish in general. Like I feel like there's some pretty dope fish.
Well, there's probably like some worldwide fish that John has caught that we haven't even heard of that would be dope. I'd love to catch those ones down in Miami, the peacock bass, like overseas.
Yep.
Like you've done that, right, John? Chase those big peacocks in South America or wherever.
Yeah. I think my biggest maybe like 16, but dude, they get up to like 22, and it's kind of like largemouth. Like once you get past a certain weight class, it's a different genre of fish. Like they fight different, they go a little more ballistic. Like the weird thing about fishing down there is like you use like 6-foot rods, like 6-foot medium rods, 200 size. Like you'll use like a 200 Corrado or like the old ones, like 200 Corrados or 150s, and you're throwing like just kind of the jankiest shit ever. Like you're throwing like spooks or hair jigs, or that's all they want. you know, like you'd think like you could get creative with them, but that's all they want. And dude, oh my God, they'll rip drag off of a locked reel. It's so much fun. I've been twice, and it is cool. Like it's definitely one of the things to experience. But there is a lot, like you were saying, like you should just go online someday and be like type in like craziest game fish. Like there's so much out there that I've wanted to target, and like look up golden dorado or caiman or Goliath tigerfish. Like these are some wild fucking fish that no one's filmed videos about. At least, or people have filmed videos about them, but like not to the point in which I think that they should be showcased.
Well, what about you? Because you've been to so many places and you've caught so many exotic fish. What is kind of that white whale for you? What is that one fish that, like you said, if money was not an object and you could travel anywhere, what would be your one fish?
Oh, dude, that's impossible. Like I don't know. Like when I was a little bit younger, I had a whole notebook full of stuff I wanted to catch. But I think I'll put it this way: like two categories, like probably saltwater. I would love to just do a week-long, just grueling popping trip for big dogtooth tuna and giant trevally. I think that'd be really cool. Like those fish will break you into pieces, but it's so rewarding. And then I think another, and you know, what's cool about those fish is like you're literally actively, you know, it's like bass fishing. You know, you're casting big spook, you're casting big poppers, and this 110, maybe 60, 80 pound fish is coming out of the water like a missile. That would be cool. Papua New Guinea would be awesome. They've got a bunch of big they've got big GTs and dogtooth, and they've also got black bass there too, which is kind of a brackish water fish. And it's just like a big snapper, but they get really huge and they hang in the mangroves. Wild fish. That'd be a trip that I'd like to do. And then another one I think that would be cool is chase after golden dorado. And like I believe it's like Argentina or something like that in South America. Really weird looking fish, but they fight super hard.
I'm trying to think. I'm just like a mental block right now.
Like, I mean, dude, there's so many.
Yeah, there is. There is so many different options. And
have you seen that weird video on YouTube? And it's that guy is like in the floating waders or whatever, and he's floating, and he like
the Wells catfish.
Yes,
dude.
I've seen that too. It's incredible.
Is that what it's, dude? What's it called?
Yeah, so that's a crazy one too. I want to tick that one off my list. So those fish are like, they're in France and they're technically invasive, and they get to like 200 and something pounds. Like they get fucking big, and there's a specific stretch in a specific river. I don't think it's the Ebro River. There's another river down there, and they're very visual, like they're visual feeders because of how clear the water is. There's actually clips. If you look this up right now, if you guys are watching this video, or you know, you right now are watching this video, like you look up like catfish eating pigeon. Like these fish will go up on land to like grab pigeons. Like they're fucking
oh my
wild.
God, they'll go on land?
Do they attack humans?
Yeah, so Jeremy Wade, and he did an episode about how apparently they do attack humans when they swim. I don't think they actually kill anyone, but they'll probably go at your feet, you know, like they're really, really aggressive, curious fish. But what's weird is they're technically a catfish. When we went to England, I caught one, but it was not that fucking big. I mean, it was like a 40-pound fish, which is nothing compared to how big they get.
Wow.
Gosh, dude.
That sounds like a big fish.
They're so cool, though. They're so epic.
That's so cool, man. I would honestly, though, I would go anywhere and catch anything. Like,
yeah.
At the end of the day, if in that scenario, if I could, I would go anywhere and catch anything because I do love fishing. You just get, like we said, you just get so locked in on the largemouth bass because that's what pays the bills. But if I was just having fun and doing my own thing and not filming, yeah, I would just go somewhere completely off the grid and just, like you said, spend a week just grinding it out to catch one big bastard, whatever it is, you know? Yeah, it'd be so fun.
Yeah, it'd be so fun. One of the coolest experiences that I like still think about, and I actually will go back and watch this video on your channel and then also mine too, is when you had a flight that day, but we were in Massachusetts and it was just you. I think it was just you, me, and Blackwell, and we were chasing after those false abbies, and like you were super hungry for that. It was so fucking cool to see you like experience something new that I was also kind of experiencing something new too as well. Like I had caught a couple in the past, but never anything like that. Like that kind of stuff is refreshing when you're just like learning something from the ground up, chasing after something that like is in salt water, because I feel like all of us right now we're we're primarily freshwater anglers, right? So like when you go in the saltwater with chase after something like that, it just gets you going. But yeah, those, like, I wouldn't watch that video. It was like a couple weeks ago I watched that video. I'm like, that was so much
Dude, that was
fun.
so much fun. This was in Cape
Like,
Cod.
we sat there and we fished for like 30 fucking minutes. Like, what the hell?
These fish, these false albies,
Yeah.
first of all, they fight like pound for pound incredibly hard because they're not actually tunas, but they kind of are built like tuna.
Yeah.
And you only catch them when they're just busting at the surface. So me and John are sitting in his boat with Blackwell. Everybody's looking around waiting to see that, what do they call it, John? Blitzing? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, blitzing. Yeah.
When they start busting, and then we would just run there as fast as we could. I mean, almost throwing ourselves out of the boat. We're all going to hold on. And as soon as you get within casting range, you have to cast right into the damn center of it and just start cranking and just twitching and going crazy.
I actually edited that video for you.
You edited that video. That's right. Remember, I fought that fish for like 45 minutes. Remember that, John? What the hell do you think that was, bro?
Yeah, dude. That was, I think you had a little bluefin. A lot of what I saw this year. Yeah, so a lot of what I saw this year is a lot of guys were catching bluefin kind of in that general area.
Oh, wow.
And it was probably you probably hooked like a 30, 40 pound bluefin.
You're probably right. That's probably what it was.
They don't come up. Like, you're not going to, I mean, we could have probably landed the fish, but like, dude, I mean, there's no telling. That's a bluefin on a bass rod. Like, good luck,
Dude, that thing was literally 45 minutes.
Because it never came up, and it just sat there and just went and just would not go.
Yeah, that was incredible, man. Cape Cod, you've got to go to Cape Cod in late summer one day. That's when I went. It was late summer, dude. John, you'll agree with me, man. If you're a fisherman and you love water and boats, yeah, that's right. Yeah, but you got to go to Cape Cod, man. It's a whole vibe.
Yeah.
Like, when you're there, you've got to be on the water because there's just water everywhere. There's boats. Everybody has boats there.
Yeah.
The marinas have like thousands of boats. It's just incredible, man. Like, when you're there, you got to be on the water. That's by far, I still say that's one of my favorite trips of all time was Cape Cod.
Yeah, you talk about it a lot. You always want to go back. So
Yeah, I do. But I would highly recommend that to anybody who loves water and fishing. But Badge, unless you've got anything else, man, I think we've had old Johnny for a solid hour now.
Yeah, we can let you get to that smoked pork, man.
That pulled pork is probably smelling really good right about now.
Oh, dude, it is killing me, absolutely. But it was fun hopping on this one, and I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, man.
Take some time to talk, and can't wait to do it again.
Well, we wish you luck, man, in the future with the baby and everything. We'll be checking up with you. I'm sure I would be texting you around, afterwards at some point.
Yeah, please do. Don't hesitate.
Yeah, man, absolutely. You do the same, brother. We will see you later, man.
All right, thanks, boys. See you.
See you, man.
Peace.
I had 1% left on the whole phone.
Ooh, that's nice.
There we go. What a man.
Yeah, what a man.
Yeah.
Jeez. Man, I completely forgot about that. Well, I didn't forget about it, but that whole fish that I fought for a while. We talked about it in the video. I think he said it might have been a little tuna or something.
Right.
That'd have been so cool to catch, dude.
That would have been
We could have ate
cool.
it, too. That's the beautiful thing. We could have had, like,
Tuna's
some seared
so good.
tuna.
Yeah.
Like the freshest of the fresh.
Mm.
Like right out of the ocean. But, yeah, that false albie fishing is intense, bro.
Yeah.
And then when you get tight, them frickers run.
Fighting.
Fighting. A couple times, like, multiple people got tight in the boat at the same time, which was... I can't explain how fast-paced it is. I mean, a lot of times when you get to the fish blitzing, by the time you can get there and cast, they stop.
Yep.
And then they could appear 500 yards over there in 2 minutes. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of looking. You've got one person on the boat, on the motor.
Yep.
You got other two people spotting with rods in their hands. And I mean, when somebody sees them, you point, yell, and that like literally throttle down. Just going as fast as possible to get there. And you're casting while the boat's still going like 20 miles an hour. You're just casting these really heavy, jigging spoons basically. And then you're just ripping them through as fast and as violently as you can through that school. And man, when it gets hit, I landed a couple.
Did you?
Yeah, and they were really beautiful fish. They look like tuna.
Oh, really?
They look like small. They're false albacore tuna, but they're not actually albacore tuna. That's why that's false albies. They're not tuna, but they look and fight like tunas. Because we ate one of those too.
Was it good?
Not as good.
Ah.
I mean, that's not what sushi's made out of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like sushi's
Tuna.
the real deal. Yeah, but incredible trip to Cape Cod. I think Becca was there too a little bit, and Perrick was there some.
Yeah.
Perrick got his foot busted.
Yeah, I remember that.
John tackled him, broke his foot right in front of me. And then we all just thought he was faking, and his foot swelled up like 3 times bigger, and it was all black. I was like, oh, God. No, I think his foot's actually broken. John thought he was faking the whole time. It was great.
Really?
Oh, yeah. He didn't believe him. He thought he was hammering it up.
Wow.
That funny little man with long hair.
What a man.
That's cool. We got a little Perrick update in there. We got a baby update.
We got a lot. That was good.
No, he was into it for sure.
He says a
He
lot
liked it.
fast. I feel like he's the kind of guy that just likes to sit down and shoot.
Yeah,
You know?
shoot the shit. Yeah.
No,
Yeah. You'd like John in real life.
I think so.
He's a real laid back guy. He's probably my favorite person to actually fish with, like in the Guggen Squad.
He seems like he's into fishing.
He's into it, bro. I don't care where you are. When he's casting with a purpose.
Yep.
And if you're on the boat with him fishing, it's like you're a team. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like you're trying to figure it out. It's really fun fishing with him. And Rackley's like that too, but Rackley's a lot more laid back.
Yeah.
John's like super dialed, like
go,
into
go,
it.
go. Yeah.
Yes, we have to do it. We have to catch a big fish. But yeah, I think he's my favorite person to fish with in the squad.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah,
Seems-
to actually fish with, like,
Right.
if I had to go fish and not film, like that's who I would say, let's go, man. In fact, I'd go back to Cape Cod.
Yeah.
Because I had so much damn fun. It was so nice.
I was
man.
jealous when I was editing that video. I was like, dang, dude.
Yeah. The weather was perfect because, summer up there, it's like 65, 70 degrees. You know what I mean? So it's crisp in the morning. It's a little cool, but it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And then, you're fishing, you're out on the water. It's just amazing. But a lot of Dramamine was taken for sure. And I broke my sunglasses on the trip, so it wasn't all good. But we figured it out.
Yeah.
You got that.
It looked cool. It was a cool video to edit.
Well, give me your thoughts, man. That's your idol right there, right?
Dude, it's difficult because the Wi-Fi is so bad out here.
It was crappy.
It was
I hope
horrendous.
we should apologize now. This video of John may not turn out too well. We may just have to use audio. I don't know.
Nah, I don't know either.
Hopefully you guys saw the video, but if you did not, that's only because we just could not salvage it because the Wi-Fi is there is none. I mean, there's no Wi-Fi.
We tried.
We tried, and we've done this in the past and actually had a little bit of success with the video calls, but this was our worst one yet. So apologize for that, but we would ask you guys to bear with us. We are in the middle of nowhere, and he had bad service too.
Yeah, he's
so
in the middle of
it was a
nowhere.
double whammy.
Yeah.
So normally the person on the other end of the call has good Wi-Fi. We're the
Right.
ones with bad Wi-Fi. This was a double whammy. So
Well,
we apologize for that.
we would hopefully Elon Musk will hurry up and we'll be sitting pretty soon.
We
So
really need Starlink to be a thing soon.
next year, right? Next year, is that a thing?
It should better be. It's got to be.
He said he already had it in Maine. So
Well, yeah, there's some places, depending on where you were on the waiting list, and some areas already have it. But
Yeah.
where I am, I'll probably be the last motherfricker to get it.
same.
You know how it is out here. Yeah, same where you live. But gosh, that was amazing, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed that. I hope you're in that comment section. I'm sure there's a million comments about a million things he said. But
Yep.
John was in rare form, drinking a Michelob Ultra, which is a little different for him. He's more of a
Yeah.
White Claw man. Looks like he's settling down a little bit with the Mick Ultra.
Is that a thing? Is there?
Well, yeah. There's less. That's a really low alcohol beer.
Really?
Oh yeah. So I think it's one of the lowest. That's
Okay.
why it's so lower in calories and other things.
So
that's
it's
why
White Claw like heavy?
it's heavier than that, I think.
Oh,
Anyways,
you live and you learn.
drinking a Mick Ultra in the den, smoking a freaking pork shoulder or something for
Yeah.
all day.
He's dadding out.
Pulls
man.
it out in the podcast and starts
Dude,
shredding
that
it.
POV was. We gotta have that video in.
Oh, when he put it down by his crotch, I was like, "Oh shoot, what's about to happen?" I didn't know if he was about to like give us a little mushroom stamp on there or what. I don't know what was going on. You familiar with the old mushroom stamp?
Nope.
Okay. Well, hope you guys enjoyed it. John B, an absolute legend. 11, 12 years, is that what he said in the game?
Something.
Jesus.
He's earned it, man.
Golly, can you imagine doing this for 11 years? Doing this podcast for 11 years. Can you imagine that? No. God, no. I don't think we're going to make it 11 years, folks. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah,
We could be the next Rogan.
With no Wi-Fi.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem. So as soon as Starlink is up, we're going to fix these issues, folks. And this is just the best we can do as far as guests. The only other option is to not have them on or to have them call, which is lame.
It is so lame.
You got to
dude.
see their face when you ask them stuff or when you say stuff to people. You got to be able to see their reactions and their organic
Yeah.
You can't let them be safe. They're not safe when they're on a video call, you know. They're out of their element. When they're on the phone, you know, they could be naked, like running around. You know, you don't know. So you can say whatever you want, but when you're on video, you can't hide.
It's a different story.
You know, so we do prefer the video call, but
it's so hard to tell a joke in that.
Yeah, because there's like a delay, and then there's like,
you gotta wait for it to hit.
He thought it was funny. He thought a couple of your jokes were funny though.
Which is all that matters, you know.
That's all that matters. That he laughed at Badge's 2 jokes.
If that's all I get in life itself, I'm chilling.
Let me get this straight. You have not met John in person, right?
Okay. That's the first time I've ever talked to John.
Wow. Well, he knew who you were. He must have seen a houseboat video or two.
Nah, I doubt it. I doubt he's on YouTube at all.
He said AYO.
Yeah, but I think Norm had talked to him before about me and him doing ice fishing or something weird.
No, hell.
Yeah.
Norm. What does Norm know?
Yeah.
He's never going to hear this. He definitely doesn't listen to these podcasts.
He listened to one of them the other day.
Oh, God. Never mind, Norm. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I love you.
Yeah.
You're my favorite.
Yeah.
My favorite giraffe man.
Yeah, it's always weird to think about.
I thought I was going to get a reaction out of you, but
It
just kind
took me
of dazed off.
Giraffe man. It's always weird to like think about what people in the industry think of you.
Yeah.
You know, like, because sometimes people in the industry are like, yeah, this dude's cool, but his videos are so annoying, I can't fit them in my brain, or I want to implode.
Right.
You know, and so you always think, like, I wonder if people think I'm funny or if people think I'm annoying or what. But then at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You just are wondering, what do they think?
Well, I would say the views and the likes and all that's a good representation of how people are feeling about your content. I mean,
yeah, but there's it's different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I can see that.
Like, we know people in the industry that
we know
people
everybody in the
hate
industry
watching. Yeah,
that's a fact.
that have big audiences.
That's
a
fact.
So,
Well, I don't know if people hate them, but they're just they've got a lot of haters.
Yeah.
A lot more than normal.
Yeah, Norm.
Right.
More normal.
Oh, you mean I thought you meant he was the hater. Yeah, there's a theory floating around on the internet that Norm is actually 420 PPs.
Yeah, I know it's him. I've called him out.
It might be him. I mean, honestly.
He's trying to hold us back. He never wanted us to succeed.
He didn't want this podcast to be a success, but by God, Norm, it's too late.
Yep, the worst podcast we ever filmed is doing fantastic, buddy.
That's right.
So come try to sync it again. We want you.
Yeah, we're going to definitely have Norm back on again. We'll have more guests, guys. We got guests lined up for now until the end of the year. I mean, we're going to talk to everybody who's anybody in the industry this year. Hopefully, even some people who may not even like us.
I hope so.
So,
like my dad.
Right. He is open invite. I want to hear about the failed trip to go get a houseboat from his perspective.
I don't want my dad.
Yeah.
I love you, Dad.
That'd be a hell of a story, though. But if you guys are listening on Apple Podcasts, make sure you follow, subscribe, leave us a 5-star review, all that good stuff. If you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you're subscribing, hitting the like button, and then getting to that comment section. And letting us know, what do you want us to talk about? Who do you want us to talk about it with?
Right.
And we will get some suggestions from there and move on. But I hope you guys are enjoying these podcasts. I hope y'all are enjoying the non-fishing podcast too, which we are going to start sprinkling in every now and again.
Yep.
We want to be fishing relatable and hunting relatable, but we also want to just be goofy and be ourselves.
Be ourselves, yeah.
And you guys have vocalized that you want to see more of that too. So, anything else, buddy?
Just get in the comment section and leave some hate for Norm.
Leave some hate for Norm. Please don't hold back. He's a big boy. He can handle it. I will pin the comment of the best hate comment on Norm. That's not like hate. It's
Don't
like fun.
hate 'em.
It's fun hate. You guys know what fun hate is.
Show love, hate.
Yeah.
Let hate love.
It's like what you would say to your brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you say you're an idiot, but you say it in a way that, I still love you. You're my idiot, but you're an idiot.
Like, I would like to fondle that giraffe.
Right. But don't use that exact comment now, because that's been used now by Badge.
Took it.
All right, folks. We love you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Whatever you're doing, if you're driving, drive safe. Hope you all had a great holiday season. We are out of here.